You join me in a 2025 Audi RS3 Carbon Green for a point of view, and I'm going to go through basically just kind of like a real world kind of drive, actually a bit of reality of what it's like to live with this car, talk a little bit around the costs, how I found it over the last couple of days, yeah, to try and get all that in basically. So this car is a carbon edition, so you get a few carbon features. It's on passive suspension as well, so I think that's going to be super interesting to you. It's got the new infotainment. First things first on the infotainment, this is the best infotainment I've ever seen on a 2025 modern day car. It's brilliant. It just works. It does the job. The whole car feels just fantastic. Let's get on our way. Now, I've got it in efficiency mode at the moment, but obviously we'll go through the modes. This is just going to be on a bit of bumpy roads in the UK, just to tell you what it's like. You can customize so many different things. I love it on this, where you've got sort of like the temperature, oil temperature, engine temperature, gearbox. Yeah, and I've got future videos to come with in-depth stuff and all that, and a previous video, the collection, if you want to see this gorgeous car, the way it looks. Now, this has the carbon sport bucket seats. And these are a £2,500 option, and I shared in my first video that I'd been feeling it a little bit on my shoulder, and actually as an update of that, I think that was just a little bit of me with the tension of having a car such as this. You know, it can be quite, you know, it's a £68,500 car, let's not kid ourselves here. It's also quite wide, which you'll probably notice too. It feels quite wide. I'm gonna let this guy go because he has right of way. And actually, this is just the reality. This is, if you have this car, what is it going to be like? This is a Friday, sort of 10:30, traffic, bumps, you know, this is the real world in the UK anyway. And what is it like with a car with 19-inch wheels, low profile tyres, passive suspension in an RS3? I mean, I've absolutely loved having this car. I'm not gonna lie, it's just been brilliant, and I'm so happy I've still got a couple more days of it to obviously get to experience it a little bit more. Yeah, gorgeous day today, but obviously it can be quite wet. This car has Audi's Quattro system, which is four-wheel drive essentially. It's a 400 horsepower car. It is pretty special. And it has a 2.5 litre 5-cylinder engine, which I've got to say, I mean, I literally cleaned this car this morning myself because I love doing that. And it's one of those cars you want to clean the engine bay. It's that good. It's got carbon on the engine bay, which looks absolutely stunning. And again, I'll share a bit more of like an in-depth as soon as, yeah, on the Monday basically, because I very much like sharing things with you as they kind of come along. So I've got basically actually a comparison coming up at the weekend with a Mark 8.5 Golf R, which I talk about a lot on the channel, and yeah, my full kind of summary of basically 7 days of having this car. If I hadn't told you already, and this is the first video that you've watched on the RS3 that with mine, this is a Audi UK press car that they've given me for 7 days. That's basically it. Oh man, it's so great. Noise wise, sound wise, you're going to get to hear it, particularly when we hit some fun roads. It sounds great, and it's valved as well, so you can change it through the many driving modes that you have, pull it into RS Performance, and it opens the valves. It sounds loud. It has a really loud cold start as well, which I may or may not share with you at this point of view. Maybe I already have. And it looks great on the road, particularly as it's all clean. Plenty of different color options to go for in the RS3 as well. You can go for it a bit more stealthy. Thank you all so much for your comments as well. This is a community channel, so get involved in the comments. People who are getting one, who have one, yeah, or just admirers of it. It's really, really exciting to hear your thoughts and how you're finding it, and yeah, to clarify a few things as well, because this, you know, I don't know everything about these cars, particularly with like the options. It can get a bit confusing. There's a few things that you can't, like the adaptive suspension, you need to go for Vorsprung to be able to get the adjustable dampers, but there are some things individually that you can spec if you get a base spec model or a carbon model, like the sunroof, someone pointed out to me. The buckets you can option whenever as well, technology packs, a few things like that. But how is this car getting on with me driving it around? Well, in bright green, it can be quite intimidating. So you can get a few cars getting a little bit, let's just say, excited when they see a car like this, and that causes them to drive a little bit aggressively and fast, and that's not something that I particularly enjoy. I like to just go about my business in a cruisy kind of way. I love sharing this car with people. This car feels to me, particularly in this colour anyway, as you take it to like car events and you'd use it for things like that. If I was to use this, I'd probably end up just opting for the grey, the metallic grey, because you're still getting the exact same car at the end of the day, but it stands out, and the carbon is great. It's great to like wash, just to clean. It feels special. That's the cool thing about it. It feels like a special car. There's no part of me that makes this feel like an ordinary hatchback. It is no A3. My neighbour actually has the latest generation S3 in a really nice blue actually, with a panoramic roof, and it's got blacked out exhaust tips. That looks great. So perhaps if you don't fancy paying the £68,500 this particular optioned car costs, you could get one of those for about 48. So just saying, you get the same infotainment, you don't get the bucket seats, but I don't believe you get this RS steering wheel either, which I love, absolutely adore it. Now this is actually probably one of the best cars that you can ever have an example of in terms of how it's going to last in the long run. So this car has done 7,700 miles, and it was registered in January 2025. I'm filming this in July 2025. It has been driven by a lot of automotive journalists, and it's been drag raced, it's been pushed hard, it's been drifted. In fact, the last person to sit in this seat was Jeremy Clarkson, who shared he shared I think a column for his paper or something like that. And a few things he said is like, it was as playful as a puppy, and how the hot hatch isn't dead, there's cars coming in. I believe his partner thought this car was an electric car because it says Eco on the number plate, or Echo. So that was quite funny actually, someone pointed that out to me. But it's quite incredible that I'm sitting in a car which has been reviewed by so many people, and in the nicest way, it's being pushed. And just because you clean a car doesn't mean it hasn't had a hard life. And the truth be told, I've experienced no rattles, I've experienced no problems with the refinement. It's felt really, really good to me. The only thing is, when you brake hard, and you might hear it, on the right hand side, I think there's a stone or something stuck in the door card somehow. So when you brake, you hear this like stone, or maybe it's something that's just come loose going, moving around. But other than that, it's been great. So that it feels really, really well built. As you can see, the roads here, it's a real world. The roads are awful. They're just not good. And this car, it tracks quite wide. It does not roll in any corner. The rear end really pulls it round. And I've spent a lot of time in the Mark 8.5 Golf R and the Mark 8 Golf R. And I've noticed that this has a lot of that DNA. It's just like the same DNA, just in like a more like bigger brother kind of mode. Full quality, full experience. Now this is quite a tight road. You don't want to be curbing those 18-inch alloy wheels at all. So you just have to take things easy. Something I want to talk to you before we get to the fun roads is, what's it like running costs on a car like this? Well, miles per gallon. I drive pretty efficiently, I would say, and I take things quite easy most of the time, and then if you have a bit of fun, you have a bit of fun. 25 mpg you're looking at. 25 to 30 at kind of best, and if you push it hard, you're going to be in the teens. It's a 55 litre tank, you get about 300 miles. I've done about 200 miles so far in this car. So that's what you're looking like for that. So just factor that in with fuel. I would only fill something like this up with 99, Tesco Momentum or Shell V-Power or something. I wouldn't put anything else in it. And the engine, actually, I've been learning a lot about it from like, I believe it's a mechanic from RE Performance. I don't know if anyone follows them. And they're just saying it's basically a race car engine. It's half a V10. And as a result, you've got to look after it. And although I believe Audi, and correct me if I'm wrong, say you can service this every 2 years or 19,000 miles, but I would be definitely doing it every year. Or if you push it harder, I'm going to take his words for it, oil service, you know, just keep this car good if you're going to do big miles on it, or if you're going to track it potentially. Just be aware of that, because there are things where I think I've heard something about the injectors or something, but mainly it comes from the back of if the car's been sort of abused, if it's been modified, or if it's not been serviced. So keep it up to date and keep it serviced, and don't go for cheap aftermarket parts. That's the thing. Go from main Audi or official parts. That's kind of the key. Now these are our fun roads, but we'll come back on them because I want to show you a little bit of the performance of it. Obviously we've got a few cars in front of us, so it gives me a chance to finish off a little bit about the maintenance of the car. So how much does it cost you to service? And I checked on Audi's website, and I went to my local dealer, which is actually Audi Hatfield, is the closest one to me. And it does vary from dealer to dealer. This is an official one. And I banged in this registration plate and I said, just do everything. Oil, inspection, spark plugs, front discs and pads, rear discs and pads, pollen filter, air conditioning, everything. For everything, it came to nearly, it was about £3,500. This car on the maintenance front, you're going to be paying for it. So front discs and pads, £1,850 if you want to replace those. Rear discs and pads, £750. For the oil service and inspection, they charged £550. For the spark plugs, it was £300. For brake fluid, it was £85. And for air conditioning, it was £157. It goes on and on and on. It's an expensive car to run. There you go. So you have to factor in those costs. Is it worth it? Oh, I love it. I love it. This is just the best car. It is just the best car. I mean, I've been in efficiency and I still enjoy it because the suspension doesn't change whatever mode you're in. It's always great in the corners. It corners so flat, so flat. And it's quite quiet. Bear in mind it's got 265 front section tyres, big tyres. Road noise has been okay. This is on, I'm going to slow down for those potholes. This is on the Pirelli P0 Corsas. And I checked how much they cost. For a set of front 265 section tyres, you're looking at about £250 for each. So if you want a front set, you're looking at 500 quid. And the rears were a little bit less at about sort of 210. So that's the tyres, because they're bigger tyres, 265 section, and you want to get the performance one. You want to get a premium brand. You want to go Pirelli, you want to go Michelin, you want to go, you know, this, don't compromise basically. And that's what it's going to cost you. So it does add up. But it's awesome. It's so awesome. Let's stick it into RS performance mode. And we'll probably play around with the paddles a little bit as well. It's just a brilliant car. I mean, I wish you could see my face. You might have seen it when you saw me on the collection of this car. It is absolutely just a dream. It is just a dream. It makes a great pop off the exhaust. That sonorous sound. It's worth every single penny they charge. It's just worth it. It's just the best. It's a league of its own. It makes me feel so special. It's quick. It masks its speed. It's probably too quick. I wouldn't be wanting any more power. You could just swing it round these roads. You might know exactly where I am. You've got a lorry there, so you've got to be careful. The brakes are brilliant. It picks up speed. It just doesn't feel unflustered. It's so capable. I absolutely love this car. It's actually a bit magical. Pulling up at this place, if you're going to get some food, as you can hear it with the dials, you can change here quite a lot as well. You can put it in an even more mode where you can turn off all the traction aids. It will tell you how hot the brakes are and how cold they are, how warm the engine is, because this is, you've got to take care of it for moments like this that you can enjoy. And yet it's a practical A3. You could fit 5 adults in. It's spacious. It's got lane assist. It's got everything. It's got such a nice sound. And if we slow it down, because there's no one behind me, second gear, the paddles feel great. Let people get away and then just pin it. I mean, there you go. And on the right hand side you've got power and torque, so that's really, really cool. Really, really cool. The sad thing is the reality is, get up super early, like 6 AM, and have a good time in this car. And it's all within the limits. I mean, this car, I believe, will do 186 miles an hour. I mean, it's just incredible. And then you can, well, essentially go back to a bit of slow mode. And the truth is, in efficiency, it's got 7 gears. Actually, on the motorway, I noticed it even cut the engine completely at points. The steering goes a little bit lighter, the throttle response goes a little bit lighter, and it's great. I was actually on that road yesterday and I had a Mark 8 Golf R 21 plate car, which is quite interesting because you can pick those up for about 30 grand. And he came flying up behind me. And actually that car looked a little bit more nimble and a little bit more agile. It probably weighs a little bit less than this car because of this, probably the more sophistication of it, the bigger brakes, the bigger tyres, the bigger wheels, the bigger engine. It's probably got another 50 kilos on it. If you're watching this and you're like, oh, this has been a long point of view, what's Sam getting at? If this car is affordable to you, get it. It is just the best one car ever. And for me personally, I don't see why you'd want like an RS6 or a RS4, like, because both of those you can get 5 adults in. And if you really, really want the space in this car, you could get some sort of like roof box, because it's an A3. There's no compromise. For me, it felt spacious enough. You lose a little bit of space in the rear, like underneath the parcel shelf, if that makes sense, underneath the boot floor, because it's positioned the battery at the back, which I believe potentially helps with distribution of sort of like the weight, and the 4-wheel drive system, the Quattro system, takes up space and does obviously add a little bit more weight to your traditional front-wheel drive car. Just incredible. The Sonos sound system in this car, I've tried it out, sounds fantastic. Really, really works well. As I said, the infotainment hasn't been laggy. It's been super, super good to me. Suspension, it's firm. I don't know if you're really going to be getting a massive difference if you go for the adaptive, because I have driven a Vorsprung actually in anger too, and it's kind of like, I don't know, I just expect you're going to get a firm car. Like, don't be surprised if you get in this and you're like, oh wow, it's a little bit firmer than I thought. You know, it's a firm car. That's reality. There you go. That's it. And the truth is, not all days are going to be clear and sunny like this. They're going to be wet. This car is going to be extremely capable, but yeah. As I was actually cleaning the car, it's got with the wide arches at the front with the vents and the carbon. There's bits where stuff gets stuck in, which is really hard to clean actually. So if you're someone who likes to take care of your car yourself, just be aware of that. I love cleaning my cars, and this one is obviously a great car to keep clean, particularly in its Kalami green. The seats really keep you in. I find them super comfortable now that I've kind of adapted to the car. It's easy to have a conversation with your passenger, particularly when you're sort of cruising in 7th in efficiency. You don't get the compromise. You know, it's just a really good car. It's just the best car. I feel I've hit peak I've still got a couple more days to have with this car, so there will be another review and obviously a little bit of a comparison with the Mark 8.5 Golf R, which I'm super interested to know how the owner of that black edition, the Golf R, thinks of this, and just to share his thoughts, because people's thoughts are probably more important, to be honest with you, than just me sitting in a car talking to you. It's the real ownership sort of review of it all. I get the whole Audi thing now. I get the 4 rings. Yeah, I felt brilliant. I felt amazing driving this car, and I felt amazing sort of, you know, this is my sort of it's coming up to a bit more downtime for me, and this car has felt like, you know, it's felt like that. It's felt like it sort of like rewarded me for my work, even though technically this is for work in some ways. Roundabouts can be a little bit like, I don't know why that guy just isn't going. Is anyone gonna go? I'm gonna go. Funnily enough, the big green car probably does get priority. Sometimes actually people do back off you actually with the carbon wing. It can be quite an intimidating car. The lights do some cool little funky thing too. I'm almost tempted to just keep this point of view going, because I cannot stop smiling. There's been no points in this car where I have been like, oh, what a pain. It's actually made me feel quite chilled in 7th as well. I think that's been quite nice. Sorry, when I meant in 7th, I mean in like an efficiency and in comfort mode. There's a Tesla. And actually reiterating what Jeremy Clarkson said, I don't think, you know, you look at like the world of EVs and stuff, like Teslas. It's interesting that Audi still make this car, and it's interesting actually on their Instagram. Follow me on Instagram if you'd like to, Sam Austin 657. But Audi's UK press team, who have lent me this car, their Instagram profile picture is of this Kalami green Audi RS3, and I was like, well, this car isn't electric or hybrid, yet it's your profile picture. I'm like, what is that saying? This is for the enthusiast. I spent some time at Goodwood Festival of Speed. I shot some videos on it. All the people that turned up were in stunning, fast, fun, colourful, bright, sonorous sounding cars. And I was just thinking to myself, I was literally thinking, those are your customer. Those are your customer. And they ain't going out buying the EVs. Maybe I could settle with hybrid. But I love my engines, and if they all disappeared, to be honest with you, you probably wouldn't see any content on the channel. That's the truth. I'm trying my best with electric. I have got an electric car coming next month. I've got the Ford Puma Gen E, which I will share. And actually, yes, subscribe to the channel, check it out. I'm just a normal guy trying to help people out in the real world. And I really value everyone's opinion, and everyone who's subscribed to the channel also do. So if you get involved in the comments and just say, Sam, what was this like? You know, talk to me, talk to the community. You know, if you're investing so much money into this car, you know, get the information that you need, that you want. Yeah, this is a car that'd be great at something like Caffeine or Machine, like a car meet. I'm gonna let this car go because it's nice. It's got huge lights as well, I have to say. Really strong matrix LED lights. In sort of slow cities driving, I wouldn't be driving this in sport. It's got stop start as well, and auto handbrake and all that. I wouldn't be driving this in like the RS performance mode, because it's just a bit too jerky. It's like and it does make quite a bit more noise than you'd probably like. Yeah, that's just me kind of saying that. It's quite cool looking at this car in the mirror, so I'm going to do a bit of looking at my own reflection like we do as humans, because this car is bright green. A non-cost solid paint option. It's mega. It's just absolutely mega. Now, I know you may or may not know where I am. I'll let you have a guess. So I know some little back secret roads, because this is my neck of the woods. This is where I live. So, and where I kind of share my cars and the cars that I get lent on point of views. So it's very useful sort of back-to-back kind of roads. Yeah, I mentioned the turning circle. You know, I found myself doing full lock quite a few times. So, but actually, I mean, maybe, you know, the more that I'm driving this car, the more I just don't see the compromise. If you drive relaxed and chilled like I am, the car becomes relaxed and chilled. It's just the best car. Just get it. And I was thinking, if someone had the budget to get a supercar, would you bother, and would you just get this instead? I think you would be happy, because it's particularly in green, it's like a little Lamborghini. And I've had a lot of looks. But if you want this exact car and the exact experience, but you don't necessarily want the bright colour, get it in like grey, and it's still fine. Yeah, it's like, it doesn't have any of that compromise. And like, there, it shuts up. It's got the start stop. And then it can go. Even in efficiency, it will pick up. Lovely bit of reality driving here. You might watch YouTube and you might think, oh wow, south of France, Portugal, Spain, in a road trip, which is great. This is the reality, people. This is what will be happening in your car at some point. So just accept it. And as you could kind of see on some of those fun roads, and possibly only one of the negatives of this car, it's so capable that it's very hard to find an area where you basically can push it to its limits. The only place would be on track. That's it. And you can get some like Trofeo R tyres, some Pirelli P0 Corsa tyres. You can get some proper, really full-on slick tyres, which is what I would recommend if you're going to take it on track. This is on sort of like the performance, but not ultra sort of like slick. And Audi have tested it with that, so it's the car that works with it. I love all the switch gear. I've even got used to the haptic. I find it really good, actually. It's one of the best haptic systems I've used. Yeah, I've enjoyed it, and it's only got it there. Everywhere else is buttons, so it kind of benefits quite nicely in that. I kind of want to let that woman cross the road, but I don't want her to get run over by someone else. I think I'm going to take you, as long as my GoPro doesn't go out, take you to a little bit further in this car, because there is a billion things that I could talk to you about. That's why I would really actually appreciate a really long comment, actually. I mean, comment what you would like, but just to share your thoughts on the RS3. Whether you own one, if you own one, great. If you don't, still comment, just to give me your thoughts and give us your thoughts as a community. We're in this together at the end of the day. I could not be more grateful to be in this car and have it for 7 days, to have it on my drive, to park up, to wash it myself, and it's brilliant. It's just the best. It's the best with no compromise. It really feels like that to me. And actually it probably says how good probably like the S3 is, and I'd be curious to know what that's like. Heads-up displays you've possibly been seeing on the point of view. Hopefully it's all coming out for you okay. Yeah. Is it like a driver's car? It feels very, very sorted at the front end. It feels very, very sophisticated. Sometimes at the rear it can feel a little bit artificial the way it pushes round. Very much like a Golf R. It actually drives very similar to a Golf R because of the same system, and actually I believe that same sort of torque vectoring at the back is similar to the S3. So actually, but this is just like, imagine you then just put on an extra layer of quality, power, the engine, the suspension is firmer. It is firmer than a Golf R, for example. Just more serious and more capable. I put it this way, I wouldn't really want to be hustling an RS3 on the road. It's sensationally quick. But given it's quite wide, and I'll stick it back into RS performance mode, it can get a little bit like on a really like a tight twisty B road. You're probably better in something like a Fiesta ST rather than a wider A3. And it makes that little path as well. It's mega. It's just so good. I think I'm gonna have to just, I don't know, take stock a little bit. Let me rejoin you in this point of view in about 5 minutes, just for me to gather my thoughts and to share a little bit more of a point of view conclusion on some absolutely magical roads. So yeah, let's skip to that part now in about 5 minutes time. So you join me back again, and actually it was really nice to just pause and reflect there, because I was actually thinking, if I was to have all my favourite dream cars lined up, can you imagine it just in front of this field, and this RS3 was one of them. So say like the Golf R, I've always loved the Cayman GT4s, I've loved the GTSs, I love the Fiesta STs, I've loved, you know, there's so many great cars out there, the GTIs, they're amazing and they mean a lot to me. If they're all lined up in a line, and I had one last drive to drive in one of them, I think I'd choose this. And do you know why? Because not only is it super fun, which you're going to find out on these roads definitely, because it's amazingly fast and loud and sonorous, but when you're cruising in efficiency, you can just relax. You can hear yourself think. You can just go so slow, take it easy, the gear changes are super smooth, and you can have that time to just reflect on things. And yeah, that's what I love, a car with a split personality. And the Golf R does that too really, really well, actually. That's why I've liked them. But also any weather conditions, because it can rain, it can be sunny. Particularly in the UK, we do get all sorts of climate stuff kind of going on. But let's stick it into reverse. We've got the reversing camera there. And let's make our way out of here. I love looking at the carbon fibre mirrors. I think that's super special. And actually seeing a little bit of the green paint. I think I'd struggle to choose between the colour, actually. Red also looks very, very nice. Yeah, it's a super cool car. But like I said, this is reality. I'm not on a closed circuit or anything like that. I am just in the UK. You may know where I am because there's massive signs saying it. Yeah, and actually I would recommend, if you ever just, you know, early morning, come here. But, you know, maybe I'll do that for the in-depth review coming up. So we're going to show you, well, I'm going to show you a little bit more of it in a bit more of a performance orientated mode. Whether or not the traffic allows, we'll have to see. I mean, there's people just drifting all over the place. In efficiency, it's a little bit, it can be a little bit laggy on the throttle, actually. You know, you can put your foot flat and it will not really go anywhere. And I get that whole, it can feel a bit like turbo lag. And the truth is, if you want a really, really quick accelerating car, you're going to be quicker in an electric car or even a hybrid car. But I'd still prefer this, because you get to feel it, you get to balance the throttle, you just get to work with it. I'm a big fan of this car. You know, if you're watching this point of view, and I hope it helps you out. I hope it gives you an idea of what the feeling is like sitting behind the wheel of this car, because it feels amazing. It is brilliant. It's just brilliant. It's just an incredible car, and I can't believe I've still got a few more days with it. Yeah, and I've got videos to share with you as well. And actually, I always believe the best thing is to compare something to itself, if that makes sense. And this is the best version of itself, in my opinion. There is nothing above an RS3. And that's the only sort of downsides if you did go for an S3. Similar to a Golf R, it's like there is nothing in that range better than a Golf R, because there's no like Golf R S or anything like that, or Club Sport. Let's stick her in to RS Performance. Try not to, yeah, just enjoy it. Automatic mode is actually really, really good. Really, really good. But I think for this, we will go manual. First gear can be a little bit jerky. I'll show you what I mean. So first gear, 3, 2, 1, let's go. 60. And I won't be breaking the speed limit on this because Audi Track has a tracker on it, so they know exactly how fast I'm going. Check out the views! This is my favourite road. I absolutely love coming here. Oh, what a car, what a view, what an experience. That noise. To have a little cameraman on the side would be very helpful right now. Oh, a few trees. Crazy good. Just insane. We're just about keeping up with the Mark 8 Fiesta. Just about. I'll show you the other mode, because it's got an RS mode which gives you RS individual, so you can set that up to make it a bit more bespoke, and you get this sort of runway setting. You can all customize this to whatever you like, really. Yeah, just basically there's no sort of compromise. Do it to what you prefer. Let's do that little bit again because it's fun. Oh, I haven't seen the runway before. That's cool. I haven't used this mode. Oh, it's crazy good. Oh, it's crazy good. Let's go back on that again, because if we get stuck behind this Fiesta, I don't think you guys are going to enjoy that particularly very much. And neither will I. But it's reality. You've got to sit back into that kind of. So like full lock on the roundabout. Yeah, it gets around easy actually. What am I talking about? Yeah, it's good. I like the runway, but I actually think I probably prefer, if you press RS again, what does it do? Oh, it goes into efficiency. We'll put it into performance. Right then, one last attempt at the fun road so you can experience it, and I can experience it too. Yeah, I was kind of thinking like, yeah, you're gonna have a few more costs and stuff. I just think it's worth it. I think if you just take something as a car, and the truth is, any car that you wash and you clean and you drive, you have that experience, you have that sensation. So whatever you've got, just, you can enjoy it. For me, part of it is having an engine. That's just for me. I was cleaning under the engine bay and I was like, this feels special. And I don't want to be cleaning a hybrid system or an electric system. That's just me. Like I've said previously, if this was the last car I ever drove or had on my channel, as people just seem to just cut across roads, I'd be happy. I'd really would. And if you can afford it, get it. You know, I'm not one to manage your finances. That's down to you at the end of the day. First gear can be a little bit clunky, like at slow speeds. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's a little bit off, but it's not too bad. I think that's just because of the high power and a lot of the torque coming through. It probably limits the torque, but let's go for it. Does that ever get old? No, it does not. This is it. This is heaven. This is dreamland, and I'm glad you get to come along with it, because that's what it's all about, sharing it. I've been so keen to share this with everyone that I possibly can. Even lane assist does help you out, actually. It hasn't even got me annoyed. It helps. Just incredible. Come up here on an early morning, which I think is what I'm going to do for my final in-depth, I think. Yeah. Absolutely insane. Don't worry, we're going to come back on ourselves and show this route coming up, because it's a little bit of a hill climb. Fingers crossed, everyone get involved and literally just put something in the comments and say like, oh, I hope Sam gets a clear run. Because it's just, I could just go up and down here all the time. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't know what more to say to you guys. Just ask me in the comments if I've forgotten something in this point of view. Ask me in the comments, because it's just endless. Is there anything bad about it? I mean, I suppose fuel wise, I haven't seen 30 miles per gallon, so I suppose that could be better. Okay, that's one thing. Because it's only a 55 litre tank, and because the range isn't as good, I'm quite like, I like having a full tank and being able to go a decent distance. 300 miles isn't that great. My Golf R I can get sometimes about 400 miles. There's a mean green ST there. That's fun. Yeah, as we've got cars all over the place going left, right, left, right. Let's hope they're not there when we're there. Yeah, it's just insane. Just everything about it. Everything about it as a car. There you go. And actually, if you don't really fancy the carbon, just get it in base spec form. I would say these bucket seats are pretty much a must, either just from a looking point of view. Passengers have found it really comfortable. I've found it comfortable. Haha, we might have a clear run here. Might have a clear run. Second gear. It'll hit the limiter as well if you want it to, which is quite cool. Let's let these guys go a little bit because I haven't got anyone behind me, and because I really want to show you this bit heading up this hill. We've got an electric car that's coming up behind, but not too far. Let's go for it. Oh, we've hit the limit. Hay bales aside, this is awesome. Oh, it just drags itself round with the Quattro. And the brakes, really good. Right, I think I'm going to end it there, the point of view. Please get involved in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed it and it's given you this experience, this real world experience of a 2025 Audi RS3 Carbon Black. Passive suspension, 2.5 litre 5-cylinder, completely stock, 7,800 miles on the clock. You've heard everything, you've seen everything. Do you want it? Or do you not? Or have you just enjoyed the ride? Let me know in the comments, and videos to come. And actually I'm going to hold it because there's another green Focus ST which I again really enjoy because I love those Mark 4s 0.5s. I might let him go actually. Yeah, you can have any green car. He's looking back, he was proper looking back. Oh, love the green, love the green. Those are actually very good value actually. You could probably have a Mark 4.5 ST for about 25 grand now. Anyway, and I've shared that a lot on my channel. Check out my channel for more older videos and future videos to come on this RS3. I am not done with this yet. I am not done with this yet. And I'm looking forward to showing you my further thoughts as the miles load up. Yeah, stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. What a dream.